Good evening. We are back in action this week in the Europa League against Freiburg on Thursday night. Are we about to see another Moyes European Masterclass? Let's talk about it on Alex's TikTok Takeover. Good evening. And for a second time in 2 weeks, we get to talk about something positive, another West Ham United win. That's back-to-back wins for us. Now, we haven't been talking about that a lot recently, have we? We've just been talking about losses and draws. So it's nice to talk about yet another win. And we are also back in action in Europe this week against Freiburg, Thursday night, 8 o'clock. Looking forward to that. Hopefully we can, continue with the great form that we have been seeing in the last couple of weeks and continue with the form we've been seeing in Europe over the last couple of years. Go over there, get a win, and set us up nicely for our second leg against Freiburg next week. So, let's talk about the games at the game of the weekend. Everton, another win. Was it as good a performance as against Brentford the week before? No, but there was a lot of positives. Areola in goal, absolutely fantastic. Alvarez at the back, absolutely fantastic. Soucek, what a beautiful goal that was. Zuma got on the score sheet as well, and Alvarez did get a goal as well. So, yeah, wasn't the best performance, but it was a win, which was definitely well needed. We are back winning again. And, what do we talk about? I mean, the performance in the game against Everton, it was very end-to-end and it was very fast-paced. But I think both West Ham and Everton in that game on Saturday really did struggle in the final third. You could see why Everton are where they are, and while we have been struggling to score goals in recent times. Obviously, we didn't so much against Brentford, but yeah, I mean, I was worried that we were going to fall back into that that same kind of form that we were seeing before the Brentford game, and that we were just really going to continue struggling. And when they got that penalty, I thought it was all just going to go downhill, but it didn't. It didn't. We got lucky, or Areola. Are we lucky we got Areola, or is it just good management? I personally think it's good management because Moyes keeps on choosing Areola in goal. So Areola in goal makes a fantastic save, absolutely fantastic save. And it kind of, we went in at half-time 0-0, and the second half they got a good goal going forward with a fantastic cross and a fantastic header by that Beto. It was a poor penalty by him, by the way, wasn't it? Areola did kind of make it look a little bit too easy, I think. But they got ahead, but we managed to bounce back. Another James Ward-Prowse corner into the box. Zuma got his head onto it. Not a lot of room in that goal to put that header in, but he picked a spot nicely, got us back in the game. And for a very long time, it did look like it was going to end 1-1. And then Goodus, with a fantastic cross over the left, Soucek takes it down on his chest, volleys it in with his right foot. Absolutely beautiful strike. Beautiful strike in that corner. And it's another late winner for that man. That is 6 now. That is 6 late winners that Thomas Soucek has got for West Ham United since he is Cyprus. His first one, going back, trying to remember the very first one. I think it was it Fulham? Yeah, it was Fulham 2020. November 2020. Yeah, he got a 91st minute winner. His second one was just about a month and a half later against Everton as well. Late winner in that game. And then the other 4 have all come this season. In the Nottingham Forest game, 91st minute winner. Then Burnley, late winner in that one. Also, Paqueta, of course. Excuse me. Paqueta, Another late winner in that one, and the late winner in the game against Everton at the weekend. So Super Soucek, like we do question his ability in the middle of the field. We question his ability a lot, but in the last couple of games, he has definitely improved there. I mean, his passing has improved. He hasn't been giving it away as much, and he's had some nice touches on him. We spoke about that last week, and he did continue. He definitely didn't have the better performance than he did against Brentford, but he still looked very comfortable there. And I do wonder if him being dropped for Calvin Phillips has had a little bit of an impact on his game, where he's just taking his time a little bit more. He's concentrating a little more, and he's just doing that a little bit better. I don't know. It seems to have affected his performance in the middle of the park. But he got that off the line clearance at the back, proving again how vital Soucek is in both boxes, both defensively. He does very, very well. He gets his head on a lot of attacks, a lot of crosses coming into our box. He gets his head on a load. He got a great off the line clearance, and he obviously got another goal. And I've lost count now of how many he's got this season, but he's proven again that he's so effective in both ends for West Ham. And if there is a man that you want on the pitch when you need a last minute winner, it is Thomas Soucek. It is, because he has been absolutely brilliant for us this season at scoring goals. He's back to his old form. He's back to where he was when he first signed for us. And I've spoke about a lot on my TikTok page about Thomas Soucek and how Declan Rice leaving has aided him, because I feel that we were accommodating Declan Rice a lot in his last season with us last season. The last 18 months he was with us. Because he wanted to be a more all-rounder midfielder, so he wasn't doing that defensive role as much, and he was pushing forwards, which meant Soucek had to sit back, and we weren't seeing the best of him. And since Declan Rice has moved on, Soucek has got that little bit more freedom now. Now he's got Alvarez behind him doing that defensive work. He has that freedom to go forward a lot more, and he can get in the box a lot more, and he can score goals a lot more. And it's not just headers. He has scored some great goals. He really has. So extremely effective Thomas Soucek has been this season. And as I say, that's 18 points he has gained West Ham United since he's joined, just from late winners alone. So I just think that supports David Moyes' decision to keep him in that starting 11. And it is very difficult, because a lot of people do, including myself, do question Soucek's ability. But then when he performs the way he performs, you can't really argue it, can you? You really can't. Also, Alvarez got his first Premier League goal. Not his first goal for West Ham. He did get one in Europa League. But he got his first Premier League goal for us, and it was well-deserved and well taken. I mean, he sprinted, didn't he? He absolutely sprinted up that field from one box to the next. You could see he was shattered. He collapsed at the end of it. But when he was doing that, I just wanted him to see him chip it over Pickford, get on the end of that bone pass, chip it over Pickford. Beautifully done. Beautiful finish. And rounded off a fantastic performance by him with a fantastic goal. So, was it the best performance? No, but it's 2 wins on the bounce now. We are back into 7th. We are 2 points off Manchester United, who, of course, lost at the weekend against Man City. So, suddenly, things, in a couple of weeks, where a couple of weeks ago they were looking all doom and gloom, starting to look a little bit more positive again. And this week, we're back in the Europa League. We've got Freiburg again, a team we have already, Freiburg again, a team we've already beaten twice this year in the Europa League. Beat them 2-1 away from home and 2-0 at home. So, or was it the other way around? I can't remember. Anyway, we've beaten them twice. So we're definitely capable of beating them again. They did get a draw against Bayern Munich at the weekend, so that will give them a little bit of confidence. But hopefully we can go there and we can pick up a result, and we can keep on this one. We keep pushing on, because we've got Burnley at the weekend at home. I'll be there. Looking forward to that. We should be picking up a win there, and we should be picking up a comfortable win there. We really should be picking up a comfortable win at the weekend against Burnley, and hopefully we do that. and then we can push on, because then we've got Freiburg again, and then we've got Aston. Is it Aston Villa again? I don't know if it's Aston Villa the weekend after, isn't it? I think it is. So things suddenly looking a little bit more positive, aren't they? They really are. So let's have a pop into the comments. A little bit quiet in here tonight, but hopefully you'll jump up. Hello, Charlie. Moyes got it right, has to be said. Yeah, he did get it right against Everton at the weekend, didn't he? Hustle Crow. Love that name. West Ham 3, Burnley 1 this weekend. Soucek and Alvarez combo is effective all around. Yeah, it is. Alvarez protects that defence. He breaks up play. He can bring the football forward, which means there's less responsibility on Soucek to be doing that, because we know that, you know, that's not one of his strong points. And having Alvarez there, who, by the way, I don't think we could have asked for a better replacement for Declan Rice. I really don't. I just think he has been absolutely brilliant for us. And yeah, he's had a couple of off games, but I think he's just got better and better and better. And I think he's just going to continue getting better this season. And hopefully, like next season, it'll be different class. He is an absolutely brilliant player, not only at breaking up play and putting in tackles, but he's really, really good on the ball as well. Really good on the ball. And he's scoring goals there as well, which is absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, that's Soucek Alvarez partnership. I'm really happy about. I think it looks really good. I thought that the decision to take James Ward-Prowse off for Calvin Phillips was an interesting one, but it worked. Calvin Phillips didn't make a mistake. And that is a question going forward. If Calvin Phillips is going to be integrated into the side again, whose place is he going to take? Because I can't see Moyes. Where a few weeks ago I was like, Moyes is going to drop Soucek. He'll drop Soucek. I'm now questioning that as well, because he has improved over the last couple of games, and if he continues with these performances, then it'll be hard to argue him dropping Soucek for Calvin Phillips. And I know Calvin Phillips has had a dodgy start at West Ham United. He has, but I still think he's a fantastic player, and I do still think he will come good. But he's definitely going to have to. He's definitely going to have to up his game and work hard if he wants a place in that starting lineup. And I think he will. I think he will start in our Europa League game on Thursday against Freiburg. I do think he will start because he's got a lot of experience. Most of his experience, playing experience over the last 18 months, has been in international football, playing for England. So he may be more suited. The game's a little bit slower, so it's not so high intensity in Europe. So it might be a game that's more suited for Calvin Phillips. So I wouldn't be surprised if he starts on Thursday. Who for? I'm not sure. Maybe Ward-Prowse, maybe Soucek. I can't see him dropping Alvarez. He might change it around a little bit. I think Aguerd might get back into the squad. I think it'll be the Aguerd-Mavropanos partnership. I think he'll give Zuma a rest. I still think you might see Johnson at right back. Emerson will still start. Fabianski will be in goal. But you'll still have the front three of Bowen, Paqueta, Kudus. They will definitely be there as well. So that goes to your eyes, Tog, yeah. How many changes do you think will be made? I think a couple. Not too many. I think he's going to try and keep the front three. I think he'll keep in. I think he will start Phillips, as I say, but I don't think he's going to make a whole lot of changes. You might see Johnson at right back. He'll keep Emerson. I think he'll keep Mavropanos. He might start Aguerd again. I feel that, but I think he'll give Zuma a rest. PB, I feel manager replacement talk has rightly gone on the back burner, but if it was concrete, Moyes won't be here next season. Who would you choose? Yeah, I feel like that's what we need to do now. Is actually just put all this Moyes in, Moyes out on the back burner. Let's just leave it until the end of the season. Now, who to come in, I'm not sure. I never have been sure because I've always been unsure about who would be the best person to come in. Is it someone to work with Tim Steiden? Is Tim Steiden going to be there? Is it someone who's going to work well with Sullivan, because that's got to be very important. Sullivan works well with Moyes. They get on very well. So you want that kind of relationship as well. So I don't know, but we should leave all Moyes out talk, all replacements to the manager till the end of the season, because there is still a chance that he could be manager next season if he does well in the Europa League. If he gets us into Europe, he could take that new contract. He could be offered that new contract. He could be at West Ham. So I think we should leave the Moyes out, Moyes in talk now till the end of the season, because we just got to concentrate on the league, and hopefully the league and the Europa League, and concentrate on the end of the season. He isn't going anywhere. That is clear. He's not going absolutely anywhere. Stuart, what's going on with my comments? Nothing's working. Oh dear. I'm clicking. It's not working. I don't know why, but no comments are clicking off at the moment. There we go. It started work again. Evening, Stuart. There we go. Evening from Essex. Alex is Will. Hi, Will. Will. Hi, Will. I know a lot of people call Will, unfortunately. See what happens when Soucek don't play 50 games in a row and he gets a rest. He plays well, doesn't he? Yeah, he did get a little bit of rest. He got a game's rest, didn't he? Not full game. What is going on? So my computer's just playing funny. Anyway, right, we're back on it now. Calvin has to get faster, or hopefully in his extended break he had because he couldn't play, he has been working on that. He has got a lot of pace on him, Calvin. I think he just lacks that max sharpness. So hopefully he will be. That's why I think he will be given the game against Freiburg on Thursday, to give him a little bit more time on the pitch, gain his match fitness. Moyes likes to use those European games to do that, and I think we'll start seeing some much better performances from Calvin Phillips going forward. I do think we will. Did you watch? Stop doing that. Right. Did you watch Boyer? Is that Ian Boyer? Interview on the official website YouTube account basically declared our training was non-existent when he turned to. No, I did not. I will have to have a look at that actually, because no, I did not see that today. Is that Lee Boyer? Is that what you're talking about? Lee Boyer. That was God, it was years ago. That wasn't it? Also, Calvin Phillips has to get a bit faster and more cohesive. Yeah. You talk. I agree. He will not make wholesale changes. No, I don't think he will. I'll be at the game on Saturday. 3-0 win. That's what I'm hoping for, Stuart. I'm hoping for a comfortable 3-0 win. At least 3-0 win. That's what we need. We need a nice, comfortable, confident win and a clean sheet. That's what we need, because we did so well at clean sheets, didn't we, in December? We were picking up the results. We got a lot of clean sheets. We got one against Man United. We got one against Wolves. We got one against Arsenal. We got clean sheets. We need to go back to that. We need to start picking up some of those clean sheets again. Not conceding goals, because we're conceding too many goals. Because we conceded another one, we could have conceded a couple against Everton. And I'm pretty sure if it wasn't for Ariola, we would have conceded a lot more. How good was he though at the weekend, Ariola? Just different class. Brilliant he has been. Absolutely fantastic. Ariola has been, and I think if it was Ariola, like I always knew he was a good shot stopper, but I always thought that Ariola was better at distribution, and Fabianski was the better shot stopper. But this season, I kind of feel like it's switched around a little bit, and Fabianski has got better at distribution, while Ariola has got better at shot stopping, but his distribution has not been as good. That's my one gripe with Ariola. You'd see him, he gets that ball, he goes to throw it, and then he stops and he delays. He's not getting it out quick enough. That is my one concern. I agree. The Moyes in out things needs to be suspended and fit. Enjoy the show. Yeah, let's just enjoy West Ham until it all falls apart again, which it inevitably will. Is Will from TikTok? Oh, all right, Will. Sorry, Will, that so many different people keep on popping on. But thank you for joining the stream. Appreciate it. Cullen, hat-trick. Cullen? But Burnley? I hope not. Wills, you reckon 2-1 on Thursday? 2-1 to West Ham or 2-1 to Freiburg? Hopefully it's 2-1 to West Ham. That international break at the wrong time again. We have not restarted one of those earlier. No, we didn't, did we? Every single time after, because we had 3 international breaks, didn't we? 3 of them, and I think we suffered after each one. And I wonder if we suffered after the little winter break we had as well, because we had the game against Brighton where we didn't have literally anyone available, did we? I think everyone was injured for that. Like, I think we didn't have. I think Bowen got injured there. No, Bowen didn't get injured. We didn't have Paqueta. We didn't have Kudus, and we really struggled in that game. Then we had the FA Cup game, and then there was a little break. Then we had the FA Cup replay. Then there was that break, wasn't there? There was that little bit break for the Sheffield United game, and I think we do a lot better when you look back at the best parts of our season so far. We've done a lot better when we have got consistent games. We've been handling those consistent games a lot better. I think that's why we've done so well in December, because there was just no break. It was just game after game after game after game after game. And we handled that a lot better. And we don't like that little break. We like to keep consistent. So, yeah, that is a worry, that international break, that happens. And, we come back and we start struggling. And I can't think of it. I think it's Newcastle, isn't it? Our first game back after the international break. I do believe it's Newcastle away. I think it's Newcastle away, and then we have Tottenham at home, which is a Tuesday night game. I think it's a Tuesday night game. So Alex's TikTok Tuesdays won't be happening on that day, because I'll be at the game. And I can't do it from there, so might have to suspend it for that weekend. Aviola used to be quicker at distribution. He did, yes. That is my gripe, as I say with him. He seems very unsure, or I think that maybe he was told to just be a little bit more careful, a little bit more careful with his distribution in the Premier League, so we don't make too many mistakes. And I do wonder if he's been told just to not be so quick on those throws out if he's not 100% sure. We are reportedly meant to be constructing new training facilities. I have heard this. I've heard that we are looking at possibly redeveloping where we are in Rush Green at the moment, or we are looking at some possible other locations. They're looking at training fields and places like that to maybe do it, but there's nothing concrete in there at the moment. But I think West Ham are looking to either improve or find a bigger premises for the training facility. That's all I've heard at the moment, but I think it's in the very early stages and there's no full plan yet, because we are putting a new sign on the outside that they got wrong. The M got nicked. We replaced it with an upside down W. So now there's a West Ham sign somewhere with no W on. It just says Est Ham somewhere, because we're not using that West Ham. We'll take the W off that. We'll stick it there, turn it upside down. Then there was criticism. So they took it all off, jet washed the wall, and they got a new sign coming. So there'll be a new West Ham sign outside. So they don't plan on moving anytime soon. But they are looking into it. They are looking into possibly moving at some point or redeveloping Rush Green. Because I think we do need a more up-to-date training facility. I know we've got some porter cabins there and things like that, which is not fantastic. But, hey, that's West Ham for you, isn't it? I've been to 5 games this season. I have not seen us lost a game at home. Well, that's good. Keep on coming. Keep on coming. We have there is a man that comes with us occasionally. Now I go with there's about 10 of us now that all sit together, and one of the two people I go with is my best mate and his wife, and his wife comes to the weekend games and stuff like that, but the evening games she can't make it because they've got a kid and one of them has to stay home, one of them stays home with the kids. So on those days my mate brings his dad, and his dad has never been to a West End. I've lost count. He came to every single European game last season. He's been to every single European game and every evening, nearly every evening game, not every evening game this season, nearly everyone. But we haven't lost. We've drawn a couple, but we haven't lost while he's come. So he's never seen West Ham United lose. And the funny thing is, he's a Tottenham fan. And so our lucky charm is a Tottenham fan, because he has never been to a West Ham game and seen us lose. Never. But he's a good laugh. He's a good laugh, and he's a good sport as well. And he keeps on coming. So maybe we're converting him. Maybe. I think he just likes the fact that he gets to watch some European football. He doesn't get to do that at Tottenham anymore, does he? You agree back-to-back games bring us into momentum? Yeah, I think they do. I think off the back of a good performance, we don't have too much time to think about it, too much time to relax and take a break, and so we ride that momentum. And I think we did that in December. And I think it's the last international break, isn't it? The March one. And then there isn't one until the end of the season. So hopefully after that, and if we have a good run in the Europa League as well, that will help us overall, and we could, just ride a momentum of some good performances and good results. Tog, I was happy with the whole team piling on Alvarez to celebrate his game. The lads are playing with a smile again. Yeah, they are. I thought that was lovely, because he just collapsed on the floor, didn't he? He was absolutely shattered, and they just didn't care. They just bundled on him, tried to suffocate him, basically, didn't they? They all had their turn. I think they were just happy for him, really, to see him score a goal. And he put in a great performance that game. I thought he was, apart from Areola on the pitch, if Areola hadn't had such a great game, Alvarez would 100% got man of the match, because he was brilliant, absolutely brilliant in that game. You mentioned Kane has scored 2 tonight, and the VM side are very slow to get out in the corner flag. I saw he saw one in the first half, Kane. I was watching that before I came on. Then Muller got the second. But I haven't seen the score now. I'm guessing he scored again. Anyway, right. So, Freiburg, Europa League. Are we going to see another David Moyes European Masterclass? That is the question. We saw him get us to the semi-finals of the Europa League a couple of seasons ago, of course. We had this beautiful moment last year. So, what are our chances in the Europa League this year? Obviously, we've got Freiburg next. Not the worst draw in the world. A team that we've already beaten twice. So we're definitely capable of getting through that round. And I was looking at it earlier. I did a little post on this on TikTok. You can go check it out. And I think there's only two teams that I do not want to face in the knockout stages. 2 teams that I do not want to face at all. There's some teams that I would prefer not to face, but the 2 teams that I think we got to avoid are obviously Liverpool and Bayer Leverkusen, because Alonso's Leverkusen this season are just different class. Liverpool, we know their pedigree in European competitions, and obviously we are shockingly bad at Anfield. So they're the 2 teams that I would personally prefer to avoid. And I think apart from that, looking at everyone else left in the Europa League, obviously you've got AC Milan, you've got Sporting Lisbon, you've got some really good teams in there. I'm not going to take that away. But I feel like you've got a chance against those. Like AC Milan, I feel like if you can hold them to a draw at the San Siro, which Newcastle did in the Champions League earlier on this season, so it is possible, right? If you can hold them to a draw, then you really do have a chance at home to nick something in that. And I think that'll be the same for all the other teams. So if we get a favourable draw, if we get through Freiburg, which we do need to do first, so I'm not going to look too far ahead, but if we get through Freiburg and we can get a favourable draw where we do avoid Leverkusen and Liverpool, I reckon we got a chance to go fairly far and possibly even go to the final, which would be incredible. Now, I'm not counting my chickens here. Maybe I'm being a little bit too over optimistic, and I'm not saying that is going to happen, but it is very possible. It is very possible. And given our history in the European competitions over the last couple of seasons, I just wouldn't be surprised. Like, David Moyes just has this ability to progress in Europe. It's uncanny. It's weird. And I think we definitely have a stronger starting 11 than we had in the Europa League last time we were in it, and a stronger starting 11 than what we had last season as well. I do feel like we do. So, yeah, I feel like there's a chance. The draw has to go in our favour if we get past Freiburg, of course, but there's definitely a chance there. And, yeah, it could be interesting, but how do you reckon we're going to do it? Are we going to get past Freiburg? Are Freiburg going to learn from their first two games against us? Because I felt like that was a very competent win. I remember that game against Freiburg. Obviously, the fans weren't able to go to that first game. There will be fans at this time. It was a very comfortable and competent win against Freiburg, both games. I thought there were some very professional performances. Probably the most professional performances I think we've seen this season against Freiburg. I think we've taken those games really well and we've performed very professionally in both of those games. And that's how we got to both of those wins. So are we going to see a similar performance like that? Are Freiburg going to approach that game differently? I don't know. Have they learned anything? How do we all feel about the game against Freiburg? And also, how do we feel about the home leg next week, which of course is kicking off at a ridiculous time of 5:45. Ridiculous time, isn't it? So let's have a look. I hope Ariola doesn't have nearly as much work to do this weekend. I think we all hope that. We don't want to see Ariola have to work hard, but it's good that he's able to perform when he is asked to. If we lost Paqueta, Kudus in the summer, who would you bring in? I don't think we'll lose Kudus. Paqueta is obviously a possibility, but he's still got those betting things hanging over him. So if they're not resolved, I can't see Man City risking getting him in. And you've also got to think, though, Man City have got these 115 charges hanging over them, which is going to be heard, I think, in 2025, which will be next year. So there could be a possibility that they end up getting some pretty severe punishments. And Paqueta, if he went there, or any players that went there, could find themselves in a very precarious decision. So it is as much of a risk if one of these betting allegations not done for Man City to take Paqueta on as it is for Paqueta to take Man City on, because there is uncertainty on both sides there. And just because they were really interested in him last summer doesn't mean that they will be this summer. Maybe they have identified other targets. Maybe there's another player that they feel can come in and do the same job as Paqueta, who's maybe younger. We don't know. Well, we don't know the way Pep thinks. I don't think there is any certainty that Paqueta will definitely leave this summer, even if those allegations are thrown off. And West Ham may be able to get him on a new contract. You never know. We could get that release clause gone from his contracts. Unlikely, but you never know. So I'm only going to worry about that when it happens. I'd say I don't think we'll lose Kudus, though. I don't think Kudus will go in the summer. I think we'll have Kudus for at least another season. At least. I think if we don't get European football, then there is more of a risk of both of them leaving. But if we get European football again, I do think that Kudus will probably stay for at least another season. That's all. At one point in the Everton game, Ario looked up and said, "Come on, man." But then don't save, and he went into attack mode. Yeah. Do you know what? I think I saw that. I think I saw that, actually. Yeah, I mean, it is a worry that he has to make so many saves, and it is a worry that we seem to be so vulnerable at the back recently. We're seeing a lot, and I think with Everton, they're just very poor at scoring goals. They're just not very good attacking wise. So, whereas that happens against Arsenal, who are very good at taking their chances, we suffer. It happens against, also happens with Man United. But it happens against a team against Everton, you can maybe get away with it a little bit more because, one, they're not as good as taking their chances, and two, I mean, Areola did pull off some brilliant saves, absolutely brilliant saves in that game. If we win, Moyes will get a new deal. If we win the Europa League, if he wins the Europa League, I'll give him a new deal. There was Jeff Stelling said he'll get a statue if we win the Europa League. If West Ham win the Europa League, David Moyes will get a statue, which I thought that would be hilarious if he did. But yeah, we'll see. We'll have to wait to see. I think a new deal and a statue might annoy some people a little bit too much, but it would be quite amusing. But do you know what? If we win the Europa League, I'll be his damn chauffeur. I'll take him to and from anywhere he wants to go. Yeah, respect if he does that, because that would be incredible, absolutely incredible. If we win that last year and then win Europa League this year, that unthinkable, absolutely unthinkable. That would just blow my mind. But I'd love it. Can't say it, but you never know. He would be PTSD at the end of the season. Are you talking about Areola? Yeah, he'll just wake up in the middle of the night thinking a ball's flying at him. It's like, I could just see that. Hammers Mikey, how you doing? Should beat Freiburg, but we ain't winning the whole thing with Sino and key products. Moyes in charge, let's be honest. Oh, don't be so negative. Don't be so negative. You never know. Sino bollocks, come on. Let's not go into personal insults. Let's not be so negative. He could do it. He could do it. He could do it. Why not? Got a much better side than we had in the Europa League a couple of years ago. And let's not forget, right, against Frankfurt, Creswell let us down badly in that game. He did. And we had a couple of chances in the home leg which just didn't take. And we also had some idiots in the crowd as well, which really frustrated me. Because I seem to remember in the Frankfurt home game in the semi-final, you kept on having idiots run onto the pitch. An idiot ran onto the pitch while we were in the middle of an attack. And I think at that point, half the crowd wanted to go and beat the crap out of that person for doing that because it was very frustrating. So I'm not blaming our loss on that. I'm just saying there was just loads of things that happened in that two legs which meant that we ended up not progressing. So I felt like if we got through that, I think we would have, because it was Rangers in the final, wasn't it? I think we would have beaten Rangers and we would have won that. So we could do it. 5:45 is disrespectful by UEFA. Yeah. But do you know why it is that? It's all about money, isn't it? It's all about money. It's all about the TV rights. It's because you've got 6 English teams or 6 British teams in the Europa League and the Conference League, and they don't want them all playing at the same time. So West Ham and Rangers have been pushed to the 5:45 start, while at the 8 o'clock start, is it 5? Yeah, you got Liverpool, Brighton, and Aston Villa. And they don't want them all playing at 8 o'clock. So that's why they've done it. Because they think if they're all playing at the same time, they're going to get less viewers for each one. Which I guess is true, but I still think it's putting money before the fans. Because it's a stupid time. It works. It works abroad. It works in Europe. Because they're an hour ahead or 2 hours ahead. So 5:45 here is 7:15 over there, which would be not perfect, but a lot better if it happened over here, but we don't. because we're, GMT, we're 0, everyone in Europe is 1 + 1 hour. That's why our games. Where's my Zoom gone? Sorry, I've lost my focus. Where's it gone? There we go. We're back. Anyway, yeah, that's why our games are played at 8 o'clock at home in the UK, because the 5:45 kickoff time is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, I know a lot of people who have said that they just can't make that game now because of that kickoff time. And I think even that some West Ham fans try to get a refund for the tickets because the tickets were available to buy a lot earlier. I didn't get mine until after, but I still got my season ticket sorted out. But there was loads that bought it beforehand, and then when the time came out, they realised that they couldn't make it, so they contacted the club and they said, "Can we get a refund? Can we get club cash?" And they said, "No, they're non-refundable because it said time is subject to change." So they're stuck in between a rock and a hard place. I'm sure they'll find a way to move on the ticket or get someone else to take the ticket if they can. But yeah, it's not the club's fault. Like it's all down to UEFA. It's all down to UEFA. It's not the club's fault. It's just very frustrating. Very frustrating. That's all. Anyway, where are we going? Those charges have been dropped, apparently. No, there was a report the other day which was false. You had someone from Brazil. He was misquoted. He said that there's no investigation going on. But certain people on Twitter took a section of that quote, leaving out the bit afterwards saying that is not the case at the moment, as in saying the Brazil government, the Brazil FA, is not investigating them at the moment. There is investigations going on by the English FA, and I think FIFA maybe as well. But the Brazilian FA is not investigating anything at the moment. They will if he is found guilty of it by the English FA. So he was misquoted. That is not true. The charges have not been dropped against Paqueta. Stuart, away 2-0 away on Thursday and 4-0 at home. Well, that'd be nice and comfortable, wouldn't it? Be lovely and comfortable. Wow, did not realise that Pac-Man will be 27 later this year. Yeah, he's getting on a bit, isn't he? He is. So, and that's another reason, paying. I mean, it's not so much that, but the City would have to fork out 85 million, and forking out 85 million for a 27-year-old who's going to be 28 soon seems like a lot of money. Not that they wouldn't do it if they thought he was worth it, but they may think that they wanted him last year and the time has passed. And if they don't offer his release clause, unless Paqueta comes out and says, "I want to leave," West Ham are under no obligation to accept any other offer. So, yeah, there's still hope. There's still hope that Paqueta could be at West Ham next season. There is still hope. Stronger, yes, but smaller and older. Yeah, I think not doing any business in January would bite us in the arse again like 2 years ago. Yeah, I mean, I was of the same thinking when we had that January transfer window. I try not to think about it too much. I know we did a lot of really bad business in January. We only brought in Calvin Phillips, which I still do think will be a good signing, but letting go both Benny and Fornells. I wasn't too bothered about Benny. I was more annoyed about Fornells leaving and just not bringing in someone else. And yeah, it could come and bite us on the arse. It could, and but I do wonder, and I have wondered because we haven't been putting in a lot of energetic performances in a lot of games. I do wonder if that has been a little bit of a ploy to just try and ensure we don't burn out near the end of the season. It's just a theory. But yeah, we definitely may come to regret not doing enough business or not doing the business we needed to do in January. That is 100% a fair point. 100%. Oh, come on now. Oh dear, Hammers Mikey. Oh dear. Throw eggs at the statue. Don't be disrespectful. So no, this is why West Ham fans get a bad name. This is why you have so many pundits, and I don't agree with all the pundits coming out and saying that West Ham fans are being disrespectful for David Moyes. It's the ones that it's when they come out and say that we don't appreciate what he's done. Like we do appreciate everything Moyes has done, right? I'm not the only one in this. Like, I'm not, am I? Even the people that want Moyes out, you do still appreciate everything he's done for the club. You do see that he has been a very positive. He has had a very positive influence on the club. He's raised expectations of the club for one. The consecutive seasons, like everything he has done, has been really good for the club. So, like, we do still respect him, right? You may want him out, but you still respect him, yeah? Ah, terrible. Was Creswell not fatigued a couple of years ago? As we know, there was not a lot of backup transfers on the left, and he was aging already. He was aging already, but it was still bad decision making. He did it twice. I'd understand it if it was once, but he did it. He did it twice. He did it twice, didn't he? That was the annoying thing. He did it. He did it twice. I can't remember who he did it against first. Was it Seville or was it Leon? I think it might have been the Leon game, mustn't it? It must have been the Leon game, the Leon first leg. I think he did it, and then he did it in the Frankfurt second leg, didn't he? Where he was chasing back. It was the same thing he did. So he just didn't learn. I always felt that they were a little bit harsh to red cards, but was it fatigue? No. Now, yeah, I mean, he's getting on a bit, but he was still fit enough and fast enough to be able to do better in those situations. He definitely should have done better in those situations. Your camera quality is better. Yeah, it went a bit blurry, didn't it? I think I've sorted it out now. If it still is a bit blurry, let me know. But I think I sorted it out now. Don't know. Why is it saying I'm unstable? Strange. I hope everyone can see me right. Because it's saying I've got a slow connection. Hopefully I haven't. Anyway. Trini Hammer, if we lose Pac-Man, I would love us to get a dynamic left wing like Kudus. Yeah, I think we need to do that regardless of whether or not we have Paqueta on the side. That is a must. A dynamic left winger. Another must, I think, is a new centre back. Another must is probably a backup left back. Another must is a right back. Like there's a lot of musts, and we probably are going to see a few players leave. I reckon there's going to be a big overall in the summer where I think we're going to see a lot of players leave, and I think we're currently looking in the Belgian market to try and get some good deals, to try and bring some players in. But we're also going to have to look at homegrown players because we're going to have to fill that quota because we've got players like Creswell leaving, homegrown player, Antonio leaving, homegrown player, Johnson possibility, homegrown player. Yeah, Danny Ings, homegrown player. We need to fill that quota, which I think is 7 or 8 English players or homegrown players that we need to have in. So we've got to fill that quota. We might fill it with promoting some youth up to the main squad because there are a few players in our youth squad that could come up. Like I think you've got Caelan Casey, you've got George Earthy, you've got Oliver Scarles, Callum Marshall, you've got Mbama as well. You know, you could see some of them come up and then be used to fill that homegrown quota. But yeah, a dynamic left back is 100% someone we need to bring in, regardless if we move Paqueta on or not. You do respect him. That's why you said eggs, not bricks. Why do I feel like eggs is just a little bit more disrespectful? I don't know. I get eggs can be washed off, but if it's still statue, like bricks ain't gonna do much, are they? You need something more sustainable if you want to do some damage. Don't think bricks will be enough. Depends on the make of the statue, I guess. I mean, it depends on the quality as well. I think we get sixth place in the Premiership. God, I haven't heard it called the Premiership for years. It's the Premier League, but I think it used to be called the Premiership. I haven't heard it called the Premiership for years. It just don't sound right anymore, does it? I think we get sixth place in the Premiership and win the Europa League. Well, if that happens, I'd give David Moyes a 10-year contract. If we get top six and win the Europa League, fuck it. Job for life. I find it funny on social media when West Ham wins, the West Ham supporters pages up false reports and they go, yeah, you get... you gotta love the false reports. I love the ones where they come out and say that Johnny Heitinga or Kevin Nolan managed the team on those win days and it was nothing to do with David Moyes. Like David Moyes would relinquish control at all at any point, Mr. Control Freak. They're just never going to happen. Yeah, you're always going to see a but you get someone on the other side as well. It happens on both sides. It's not just the Moyes out that come and rub it in when we lose or something like that, or try and push agendas. There's too much of it all together. Like, we just need to put it to bed. But the problem is it just gets good interaction. It gets good social interaction, and it builds up arguments and it helps people get views and things like that. So people are not going to... It's always going to continue. It's always going to continue. Here's your ball back edge. How is it coming now? Like, I need to have a look, actually. I shouldn't have any issues. I was just doing a quick speed test on my thing. But my speed should be absolutely fine. It was absolutely fine before I started. It's absolutely fine now. Like, the speed I'm getting is more than sufficient to give me a good connection. So I don't know why I'm having a funny connection. I don't. Anyway, looks like I'm lagging. Moyes statue visual is hilarious. Where's my YouTube? I want to see. I'm going to watch myself because I want to see how bad this thing is. Oh, I don't want to. Because I want to see. That is strange. I don't know why my quality is so low. It shouldn't be. I have got extremely fast internet. I've got 194 megabits a second at the moment. So I do apologise for the very low quality. I do not know why that is. I honestly do not know why that is. There is no reason for it whatsoever. No, that's very annoying, guys. I do apologise. Let's continue on, and hopefully, if I plug in, I'm all plugged in. I've got strong connection. Everything is working fine. There is no reason why my connection should be low. None whatsoever. Yeah, so the only thing I can try and do is maybe restart my browser. Is it a problem for everyone that this IT support advice, restart your device? I restarted my computer. Yes, I know I look a little bit blurry. I don't know why, because I'm having a look on the stream at the moment. And yeah, it does look very blurry, and I don't know why it looks so blurry. I have got a little connection thing up here to saying the connection is low. But as I say, I just did a speed check, and everything is working fine. The prawn server. Oh yeah, damn. No. Really. Really. Do you know what? One of these lives, I'm going to go it completely without issue. I think 2 weeks ago I had a power cut. Last week I had my daughter come in because she couldn't sleep. And this week I've got connection problems for no reason whatsoever. And it makes no sense. Let me just try something really quick. I shall be right back, guys. 1 second. Let's just... Right. Let's see if this works any better. I'm just seeing if this comes up. Is that any better for everyone? I'm having a look, and it looks better on my screen. So maybe just a quick refresh of the screen seems to have sorted it out. I hope that is the case. The stream is better. Good. Yeah, I just had to do a quick refresh of it. I don't know why it was so bad, but we're back now. So could be YouTube's end. It could be. We use a thing called StreamYard, and I had the little Wi-Fi device come up saying that I've got loads of slow connection. That's why I did the speed check. But everything's fine now. Anyway, we are back. We are back now. I do not agree with statues. Do Greenwood and Lyle have statues? No, they don't. They don't. This is a very good point. I'm not saying that I am in support of a David Moyes statue. I just thought it was a funny thing to mention. I wouldn't be for it because the only ones that we've got at the moment, the only statues we got Bobby Moore, haven't we? And that's nice. That's nice. But having a David Moyes one just doesn't seem right to me. It just doesn't. No, I think the other Premier League managers got one. I think Arsene Wenger's got one, and I think Alex Ferguson's got one. But that was for like extremely long service. So, no, I personally don't agree. This was something that Jeff Stelling said, by the way. I don't think that West Ham United would give David Moyes a statue. I just thought it was amusing. That is all. All right. I keep seeing Man United fans talking about 7-0 loss that happened last year. Yeah, I see that as... do you know what? I saw a couple of posts on TikTok about that today. A couple of Man United fans coming up and saying, like, oh, we don't remember this. It happened. But yeah, it was Liverpool 7, wasn't it? Man United 0. So, you know, we're not the only ones who lose by big amounts. Manchester United do it as well, don't they? How rude, Martello. How rude. I've got to turn it off my YouTube now because I keep on looking over to it just to see if it's fine. I've got to turn it. If I go blurry again, let me know because I can't keep looking at myself. It looks weird. Preferred blurry. How rude. Terrible. Sir Bobby Moore, I do apologise. It is. West Ham United need a statue of Antonio holding a statue of Antonio. That would be such an Antonio thing, wouldn't it? Such an Antonio thing. Antonio holding Antonio, a statue of Antonio. Like it just wouldn't be right to have Declan Rice holding that, would it? He can't have a trophy. Maybe when Bowen retires after spending his whole career at West Ham United and he's won a couple more trophies, he can have one. He can have one. Nobody puts Antonio in the corner. No, they do not. They do not. Anyway. Right. Oh, dear. So, we have got Freiburg on Thursday away from home. And then we have Burnley at home on Sunday. I believe it is. Yeah, I believe it's Sunday, isn't it? Which I'll be there. I'm looking forward to it. And then we have Freiburg again next Thursday at the stupid kickoff time. And then we have Aston Villa. So, next 4 games. How many? Obviously, 3 points for each. How many wins are we getting? What are we saying? We're saying Freiburg, then Burnley, then Freiburg, then Aston Villa. We say 4 wins? Are we saying 2 wins, 2 draws? Are we saying we go unbeaten? What are we saying? What are we saying? Do we make it through those 6 games? Okay. And where do we sit at the moment? Because we're on 42 points at the moment, which is not our best ever at this point in the season. I think that's 48, which was under David Moyes, by the way. And then it was 46, which I think was under David Moyes, by the way. Then it was 43, which I think was under Slavenbridge. And then it's 42 now, which is under David Moyes. So he is responsible for our highest points totals, which is mad. So do you reckon we can get up to 48 points? Do you reckon we can break back into the top 6? Because Man United got Everton at the weekend, which they should really win. But I'm not sure who they got after that. So let's have a look. What does everyone think? I remember that. Oh, I think it was against Leicester. Antonio held a cardboard cup for himself. I remember him doing that. Such an Antonio thing. Anyway, all wins. 4 wins. 4 wins. We win against Freiburg. We win against Burnley. We win against Freiburg. We win against Villa. Very possible. Very possible. I know Villa are in a lot of good form at the moment, but they do struggle occasionally away from home, and we do historically have a good record against Aston Villa. Burnley, I think we should be winning. Is this one this week? I think we'll do. I think we'll get the result against Freiburg at home. It's whether or not we can secure the win again this Thursday. That is going to be a big one. By the way, I will be going. You'll probably be watching Anton on here during that game. But if you want to come and watch my face, I will be live on TikTok during that game. So I'm just saying. But if you want to watch Anton, that's absolutely fine. I might even watch Anton. And if Anton wants me to join him, I might join him. If he wants some company. So Anton, if you see this, if you want some company on Thursday on live for the watch of the West Ham game, I am available. Otherwise, I'll be live on TikTok. Unbeaten. Villa is the tough one. 3 wins and a draw. Yeah, Villa is a tough one. Martella, 2 wins and a draw. Who are the 2 draws against? God, I can't talk tonight, can I? Who are the 2 draws against? Are you saying Freiburg away a draw and Aston Villa at home a draw? Because I think they're the most likely ones to be draws. But we'll see. We can death break into the top 6, I believe. Yeah, I believe we can. It's going to be that. It's going to be that international break, isn't it? It's whether or not we can come back from that international break and not completely fall apart again. It's got 2 difficult games. As I say, I think it's Newcastle away and then it's Tottenham at home, which are very difficult games. But I do believe we can get a result against Tottenham at home. If we do a double over Tottenham, that'd be beautiful, wouldn't it? Would be beautiful. 2 wins, 2 draws from Krish. I can multitask and we'll watch both. You can multitask and watch both. Fair enough. I don't know who's a bit more exciting. Probably Anton's. Because I have to watch it on a delay. Because my BT Sport, I can get only on my devices. Because I get it free on that. So I'm not going to pay for it when I get it free. And then I can stream that onto my telly. But whenever I do the lives, I'm always like a minute and a bit behind. So I have to turn off the comments. Otherwise I get spoiled by the comments. Because the first time I did it, I can't remember. I think it was the back of top of the game. It was one of the first away European games. I know it was the Freiburg one. It was the Freiburg one. I did it for that, and both goals got spoiled for me in the comments because I was about a minute behind everyone else. So that's the only downfall of me doing a live stream of the game. I am just a little bit behind everyone because I have to watch it on a stream. I have to watch it on my TNT Sports or Discovery Plus app, which I then stream to my telly, which I probably won't for the live. I'll probably just stream in there. The Quake of Anton. Freiburg away and Aston Villa, the 2 draws. Bayern beat Lazio. I don't think that was in doubt, really, was it? I mean, 2-0 at half time. What was the final score in that one? Was it like 3, 4, 5-0? I don't think that was in doubt. Bayern. I still think that they are one of the favourites to go on and win the Champions League this year. Tog, I do not understand TikTok. I keep getting bombarded with near-naked people playing guitars and drums. Yeah, you do get a lot of that. The problem is with TikTok. The one problem is with TikTok. If you get caught up with one video, then the next 20 videos will be a relation to that one video. So if you watch one naked man with a guitar, you're likely to see another 10 in your next 20 videos or so. And then suddenly you're just bombarded with naked men with guitars. Not that I watch it. I'm using your example, not mine. What are you doing watching naked people, half naked or near naked people playing guitars and drums? No. TikTok is easier to reach a lot more people than YouTube. I'm still getting used to YouTube. I might start a YouTube channel at one point, but I'm quite happy with TikTok. It's easier for it's easier for me to reach more people on TikTok, and it's short video format as well, which is cool for me. It works for me in my busy lifestyle. Like doing these YouTube videos, I feel like it's been a little bit more professional, and I'm not quite there yet. In the States, I can't watch a Europa game. I listen, but they do have it on the television in the States, or any way of getting it. But do they have it on the television in the States or any way of getting it? I don't know, actually. I will ask my brother that, because my brother lives in America. He lives in Seattle. And I know that he used to watch the Chelsea games, because he's a Chelsea fan. And he used to watch the Chelsea games. And I don't know how he did it. So there must be a way. They must show it, mustn't they? The Europa League games. I guess they probably show the Champions League games. But they must show the Europa League games in America as well, mustn't they? Makes sense. But I don't know. I'll look into that. I'll say I'll look into it, but I can't really answer your question before Thursday night. But I'm sure. P-Gads, you get it in the USA on Paramount Plus. Ah, there you go. Paramount Plus. It has been answered. That's another subscription service, isn't it? So many. Stuart, you reckon we're getting 4 wins? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? 4 wins. No. No, we got USA Network. It only has EPLs. Oh, right. Well, I think you might have to get Paramount Plus for the Europa League games. Your Aviola chant was used in the Everton game. Was it? Oh, cool. I did hear it. I can't remember it, so I'm not going to repeat it. But I do remember hearing that. Right. Okay, so that's the hour, or just over the hour. So I shall be back next Thursday. And hopefully next Thursday we can be talking about 2 West Ham United wins in a week. And then 4 on the bounce. That'd be amazing, won't it? Then we can start being really, really, really positive. Because I like being positive. I'm a lot better at the positive stuff than I am the negative stuff. A lot better at it, because I like to be a naturally positive person. So, yes, hopefully next Tuesday we'll be talking about a win in the Europa League against Freiburg and a win at the weekend against Burnley. I'll be looking forward to the second leg on Thursday, next Thursday. So, thank you everyone who has come in for tonight and everyone who's been in the chat. Really do appreciate it. I shall be back next Tuesday at 9 o'clock. If you want to see me before that, come over to TikTok. The TikTok handle is going along down the bottom of the screen. Come over, give me a follow. Try and go live occasionally. Come and say hi. Come give me a follow. Watch the videos. I'm always posting about West Ham United and Premier League and bits and bobs. So, hope you have a really good evening. Hope you will have a fantastic week. And I shall see you guys next Tuesday. Thank you very much. See you later.